Hey guys, what's up? We're back again for Road to Funded Trading. Last week I was supposed to update you guys on the final week of the trading challenge. Unfortunately, we didn't pass. It was a good learning experience. I didn't upload last week because I was still going through the emotions of actually not passing the challenge and also some personal stuff. But we didn't pass by 1%. So at this point of the journey, we have two options to go into funding talents, aggressive or flex account, or to retry the evaluation. So I'm gonna take the option of retrying because I was actually just really close to passing the challenge. My trading, well, if I had used the two systems that I designed from the very start, which I would go through really quick right now. Okay, so on the screen I have two charts, a 1 hourly chart to the right and a 5 minute chart to the left. So the 1 hourly chart is where you do you start your top-down analysis to have a directional bias for when you're coming into your trading day. So the first system is an algorithm that just basically helps me pick reversals in the market. So to begin, I'd start on a higher time frame. You can start on a daily, 4 or 1 hour, which one works best for you to see a directional bias. So as you can see, if you were coming to trade today, New York session, which is the highlighted red region, green is London and blue is Asia. But say for instance, we were looking for a setup in the red region, we would look at how the previous day's direction was flowing into the region we are looking at, and we can see we had downwards momentum. So the next thing we would have to do is pick an area of where the market would most likely to reverse, and it's more or less that history repeats itself. So the first area of reversal would be this highlighted area right here, and the second area of reversal would be this highlighted area right here. So all we would have been looking for is for dots to be appearing in that area, and you would be targeting your previous structure low or high. So which means if you got say for instance you got the dots right here, you just be targeting the lows, and that's how the system would basically work. So looking to the left side of the screen, we also seeing that we are getting dots. Well, there are lines on the chart which are known as daily pivots, R1, S1, the daily pivot, S2, S1, and I only go up to 3 layers of the pivots. So if you say for instance you're trading the Asia session and you got one of the dots near one of the pivots, you would take it to either a next pivot or you would take it to the most recent structure, which would either be here or the actual low, and that's how you could also trade the system. And that was the first system that I was trading for basically the first 3 weeks, and I was able to get I think just over 6% utilizing this. And I'll show you the second system that I implemented that I'm going to be using in the new challenge that I'm taking. So let's hop into that. Okay, so the second system is a trend following system comprising of two indicators that I coded. The one to the bottom is a trend following indicator that is separated into 4 sections. The first section is the 5 minute trend, second section 15 minute, third section 1 hourly, and the fourth section is the daily trend. So basically you are following the first two sections because if you notice on the indicator, trend changes, you're able to see trend changes on the lower time frames before you can see it on the higher time frames because obviously they occur sooner. So basically if you have the first two, the 5 minutes and the 15 minute sections in unison, then you would follow the trend bias that is signaling you. So say for instance you started at this day, and the one to the top is just basically ranges where you're waiting for the market to break out of to, and if you have the trend bias with that breakout, then you follow it. So say for instance, the yellow in the Asia for the Asia session was signaling you to go short, which would be to sell, and all is red. But you saw, as you can see, it broke to the upside, so you would not take that trade. And then for the London, it continued to break to the upside, and you can see like one change on the 5 minutes, which is the first section, and you don't have any other section, so you still don't take that trade. But coming into New York, you have all of them red, so you do have the breakout to the downside, so you do take that trade and you would have made money. Coming into the next day, you have no breakout to the downside, and that is the direction it's showing you, so you don't take that trade. You don't have any for our London session, but New York session you end up having two, so you do buy for New York session and you make money. Coming into the next day, you buy again and you make more money in Asia session. You buy again in the London session and you make more money. And if you notice that the New York session does not have a line on it, it just basically a safety parameter that I coded into the system, which just basically does not present the lines if the market has already moved a lot right before the session opens. So it's like based on testing, there's a lower probability that if the market would continue, if it has moved like a certain parameter that I set prior to the session open, which just basically like prevents me from like having a lower probability trade. But in this instance, the safety parameter, like it would have prevented me from making like money, but in the long run, it would have like it would save me from losing money. In this case, the trend indicators, you had three in your directional favor, and it did continue to move up. But if you came to like the next day, you had strong buys across the board, and if you just bought, you would have just made money. And that's just basically how the second system would break. And hopefully implemented these two systems, I could actually pass the challenge a lot faster, because I only implemented this system in the last probably like week, I want to say, that I had in the challenge. And I didn't get to use it fully on the remaining 3 days that I had due to like some like personal stuff that I was like doing. But hopefully with these two systems, I could just like pass the challenge like a lot faster. So let's hop into the correspondence with me and Funding Talent. Okay, so my challenge finished on the like September 15th is when it was finishing. So on the like 14th, like 11:44, I just emailed them telling them I didn't hit the profit target. But I did finish profitable, and Funding Talent has like two options. If you didn't finish profitable, you could go into a flex account, which is just basically like is either you get paid out like 10% of all profits you make, or 20% if you take the aggressive option on one of their flex accounts. And when you make 15% over like 3 months or faster with the aggressive account, it's just basically like a longer extended challenge, like 3 to 4 months or however long you could hit the profit target. Or the other option is to actually retry the challenge, and you get to keep I think 85 to 90% of the profit. I think you get to keep 90% of your first 5,000, or it's something like that, but you just keep majority of the profit when you pass the challenge. So I opted to retake the challenge because I remained profitable. So basically, I just emailed them, and the guy emailed back, and uh, let me see, sure. Yeah, I told them that I wanted to start my challenge at a later date, and yeah, I have to do is tell them when I want to start the challenge, and they will just update the like the timing of the challenge. But the account is like there. But like say for instance, I wanted to start it next week, which I actually I'm going to start it next week. I'll just like email them probably the Tuesday or the Friday and tell them I want the account dually challenge to start from like the Sunday and like whatever. So let's hop into round two of this challenge. I was disappointed not to pass, but obviously it's like a learning lesson to actually be into the entire funded environment. But hopefully I could go through this a bit smoother this time. So peace out, good luck in your trading, and see you next time.